Eyesight is there, the high drive, deep center, go, 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 we're out of here, say ya, playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood, Caladros, the 3-2, swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A dog pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, happy Thanksgiving and welcome to J.A. Lynch Field here in Gloucester City. It is the 50th Battle of the Holy City. It is the 50th Battle of Gloucester in what has been a historically even series from 1948 to the present day. However, Gloucester has had the edge in the past 5 years. The last time Gloucester Catholic won in this Thanksgiving matchup was 2019 in a 12-9 decision. And Gloucester has, well, been dominant ever since. It's not really biased to say it, it's just how the statistics have rolled in Gloucester's favor. And of course, we are no stranger to Gloucester. We've seen them 3 times this year. We saw them back on week 1, not week 0, but week 1 on September the 5th versus Lower Cape May in what was a 21-7 final in favor of the home Lions. And then with that, we saw them again in early October versus Shallock, a game that had some last-minute heroics. Shallock scored in the final minute and won 28-21. So what's the story for today? You might ask, why are we on the 50th matchup if they've been playing since 1948? Well, what I will say is that they took a break from 1966 to 1992 because they were in different conferences. So now they have returned for the past 32 years now, and they have been playing ever since with Gloucester, like we said, in a very even 24-24-1 matchup against Gloucester Catholic. So somebody will take the lead today. We'll see whether it's the Gloucester Lions or the Gloucester Catholic Rams. Of course, Gloucester Catholic withdrew themselves from the non-public B playoffs this year. Gloucester made the playoffs, falling to Point Pleasant Borough in the first round of their South Jersey bracket. As hopefully everybody's okay up there. Just don't want anything crashing down on me. It is a rainy Thursday here in Gloucester. It is the first time this year we've had a game with this much rain. It's incredible how much it is rained this morning. There's actually deep puddles of water forming beneath the grandstands here at Gloucester. So kind of an interesting situation, but as the American flags are ready to be presented at midfield, Gloucester Catholic is taking the sideline. Gloucester to our left is getting ready to take the field as well. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. It is going to be a fun day here on this Thursday. We're staying dry, we're staying warm, and we hope you all are doing the same at home. I'm Dan Wilkins, Vincent Vogt on production. Cole McNeil is going to be joining us for color commentary later this afternoon, and we will be ready to go in just a few minutes from J.A. Lynch Field.
sure do. Good morning and welcome to today's Thanksgiving Day game between the Gloucester Lions and the Gloucester Catholic Rams. The Gloucester City School District expects a positive, family-friendly environment at all district events. Students under 7th grade must be accompanied by an adult. Bags are not permitted. Any spectators using profane language or mistreating officials, players, staff, or other fans will be ejected and prohibited from attending all future school district events. Our event staff are wearing yellow shirts throughout the stadium. Please let them know if you need assistance. These are high school athletes who are performing here today. They are friendly rivals as members of opposing teams. They are not enemies. This basically is the theme of interscholastic athletics, the idea of friendly competition. The visiting team today and in every interscholastic game is a guest of the home team. They are expected to be so regarded and so treated. The officials are people who, by agreement between competing teams, are assigned to administer the rules of the game. Their experience and their integrity qualify them for their part in this friendly interscholastic contest. This attitude of sportsmanship should be reflected by all spectators, no matter what their personal feelings of loyalty may be to one or the other of the teams in today's contest. Officials for today: Nicholas Mull, Bertram Whitcraft, George Wagner III, Nick Hewitt, Ken Sugars, Chris Garrity, and Kristen Kellogg. Captains for the Lions: number 3, Mason Whitman; number 6, Trevin Burkhart; number 11, John Pfeffer; number 16, Ashton Wall; and number 54, Jeremy Schoenfeld.
We welcome you back to J.A. Lynch Field. The flags are headed off the field, and we are ready to go for Thanksgiving in the Holy City. I'm Dan Wilkins with Vincent Vogt and Cole McNeil. We hope all of you are having a wonderful holiday. Hopefully all of you are staying warm and staying dry as we get ready to celebrate the day we give thanks. I give thanks to all of you here at DWB, all of our 2,500 plus YouTube subscribers, all of our social media followers, those who have made contributions to our channel, everybody who has even watched any of our streams. You all are integral in advancing athletics in South Jersey, advancing sports media in South Jersey, and advancing my personal career aspirations as well. So it is always incredibly appreciated. It's Gloucester Catholic on the left side of your screen with the Rams and the Lions, their 50th matchup dating back to 1948 before they took a break as they were in different conferences from 66 to 92. Now they are reunited, and the bicentennial is underway in the Holy City, picked up the 25. Riley Kafigny gets that return for Gloucester, and we're getting started here. Mason Whitman, number 3 on the right side of your screen. He is somebody that we will be watching a lot tonight, as he is 41 yards away from 3,000 career rushing yards. He came into this game with 2,959 rushing yards. He has rushed for 100-plus 3 times this season versus Pennsville, Lower Cape May, and Pleasantville at the bookends of the season. Whitman does get the handoff. He gets closer that time.
Damn, he's flying.
And already some fireworks on the first play of the game. But as we said, Whitman is 41 yards away going into tonight's game. We'll see. I'm sure they'll announce something when he hits it. It looks like he got 3 yards that time, and it's 2nd and 7 for Gloucester. Second and 7 for Gloucester. Another handoff to Whitman. He might get 3,000 right here. He's all the way up at the 20. He is going to go all the way. And how about that? For 3,000 rushing yards, he does it in style with a rush for 66 yards. And Gloucester scores in the first minute of this contest. It's 6-0. That's amazing. What a way to do it. We were talking about, oh, he might get it late in the first quarter, early in the second. It doesn't matter. He got it on the second play of the game. He got it in 1 minute in what will be his final high school game here on Thanksgiving, as Ashton Wall, the sophomore kicker, sends this away on the right foot. It is straight away. It is good. The cannon has fired here at Gloucester. And with 11 minutes left in the first quarter, we're only a minute into this Thanksgiving contest, and they lead 7-0. We'll be right back. Back here from J.A. Lynch Field, Ashton Wall is going to get ready to send this one away for Gloucester. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper Driving School pass on the first attempt. If you like those odds, you can book an appointment today at Suite E of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, right off of Lambs Road. Here comes the kick from Wall, the sophomore class of 27. This one's going to roll out towards the 10-yard line. And smart play there by Gloucester Catholic to let that one roll. Gloucester Catholic will have their first possession of this morning. Should note the information on the NJ.com about Gloucester Catholic. It is a little bit scarce, so please bear with us as we. It's the same deal with Lower Cape May that happened earlier this year. They didn't have a full roster online. What we do know is C.J. Mitchell on the handoff. He gets dropped in the backfield for a loss. We'll see where they put it on forward progress. I think that's a loss of 2 because he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. So one away from Mason Widman to reach 3,000 career rushing yards. He does it on a 67-yard breakaway. Only needed 41. And he already got 3 yards on the first play, and then second time is the charm. Here comes the handoff for Gloucester Catholic. He'll get hit hard behind the line of scrimmage again. Again, you can see that fierce competition already starting to spark up a little bit as Kybron Ricks on the carry. So they're picking up where they left off, and now it's third and mid-range. First down markers at the 35 after the kicking out of bounds penalty. Gloucester Catholic coming into this game 2-6. They opened up their season versus a North Jersey parochial opponent in the Morris Catholic Club. Their 2 wins this year were a 21-20 win over Pittman back in week 2 on Mastery Camden on October the 26th. Kind of a stuttered start for GC. He gets dropped in the backfield for no gain. This will be 3 and out for Gloucester Catholic. They got 2 yards on that. Looks like they will punt it away with Mike Freeman getting ready to go here. Freeman has made 8 of 10 extra points in his career. As a 2-minute drive, a high snap, and a punt. We'll bring this back to Gloucester. Caden Harris is there. He picks it up at 25. He's got some room to the left side. Gets dropped at the 37. And number 4 gets the return as to Captain Harris. Sends that one away. And they'll take over. Harris had been dealing with some sort of wrist injury early on in the season, so we did not see him versus the Lower Cape May game. However, he has returned to action. We've seen him in a couple of different scenarios this year, also a member of the Gloucester basketball team. And we'll tie that in by saying that on Thursday, December 5th, make sure to tune in at 5:30 for the DWB Basketball Selection Show. We'll be unveiling our 30-plus game schedule for the winter of 2024 and 2025 as the handoff from the freshman quarterback goes to Trevin Burkhart. Younger brother of Stephen Burkhart, who is right now balling out in Division II football at Kutztown University in Pennsylvania. Class of 2026 over there at Kutztown, but I believe Kutztown made the Division II playoffs this year for NCAA. I know some of our friends in South Jersey are playing some nice Division I and Division II football, even Division III over there, and Kevin Bolden leads this young team as the freshman under center. Hands it off again to Burkhart. Diving forward. That'll be enough for a Gloucester first down.
He carries the ball out to the 47 line.
I mean, right now it's about keeping that momentum up. It's about getting a couple yards every time. Obviously, that 66-yard breakaway by Widman was a nice treat to start the game, but that's not guaranteed. What's going to be dominant tonight from both sides is the rush game. You know, you've got, for Gloucester Catholic, a different quarterback than last year with the freshman Mitchell. Both of these quarterbacks, in fact, 2028 freshmen. So it's exciting to see, you know, maybe the next era of Gloucester versus Gloucester Catholic. I mean, these guys might be starting the next 3 or 4 Thanksgiving games. Ashton Wall gets a handful of yards there. I think he got 8 yards. He's at the 39. 7:05 and counting in the first quarter. Gloucester's up 7-zip over their parochial opponents here in Gloucester City. If you saw our Instagram post from yesterday, it's the shortest distance that has to be traveled between a team to get to their home field, even though technically this is kind of like a Giants and Jets situation where both of these teams are playing at their home field. Going forward for a first down is Gloucester Catholic. Widman again picks that one up. He's at the 24, so they are on the doorstep of the red zone. So here on this rainy Thursday, we're almost halfway through the first quarter. Plenty of TV networks covering the slate of Thanksgiving games this morning. As a handoff to the left side, diving forward is Widman. Gets a couple of yards there. Should note while we have the chance, let's go over my Thanksgiving picks for the night here on DWB. I decided to make this graphic this morning. Obviously doesn't include Paul Sixth and Camden Catholic from last night, but I'll see how many I get right about that. I feel like some of those might be a bit bold, but especially the Haddon Township pick. I think some people at my alma mater might not be happy about that, but that's my selections that I made at like 7 o'clock this morning. Here comes a handoff to the right side. We've got flags coming in. So let's see what these penalty markers are for. Should note, he's not the white hat tonight, but George Wagner is reffing here. He is a longtime referee in the NJSIAA for almost 30 years at this point. We've got an offensive hold, penalties declined. So he is the father of Kyle Wagner as well, who is the former president of the Referees Association here in New Jersey. We've ran into him a couple of times this year at Woodbury and Cinnaminson. 5:24 is what's on the clock here in the first. After Gloucester gets called for holding, it's 2nd and 18 from the 32. Handoff up the middle will get stopped. And so we've got everybody flying around there. 3rd down. I mean, that's the best chance for Gloucester Catholic right there. That was a nice, a bit of relief. You get the holding call. Now they've got to work a little bit harder to get to where they were. And like I said, that 66-yard touchdown run that Mason Widman had, that's not going to happen every time. And remember, in high school football, especially in Group 1 football, there's no such thing as a chip shot field goal. And probably if you're Ashton Wall, you only try it if you're within the 10. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get it here, they'll stay on the field for the offense on 4th down. We've got a trips formation to the left. They'll screen it, and he gets dropped. Figney gets stopped by the freshman quarterback, C.J. Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell was hyped up. I mean, like I said, this is what makes Thanksgiving important. These guys play each other once a year, and remember, they play each other in the other sports too. You know, Caden Harris, a basketball player on this team, handful of other football players also partaking in basketball. You know, these guys are crosstown rivals. They hang out at the same dinners. They go to the same restaurants. They go to the same convenience stores. These guys all know each other, and they're always excited about Thanksgiving football. Here comes a throw deep down the right side. It is incomplete. Some late hits coming all over the place. John Pfeffer kind of got caught in some crossfire there with Troy Walker after the play. Also, that was a little bit of a trickery on 4th down because Keon Ebanks passed that ball. That was his first pass attempt of the year. Tried to go for some 4th down heroics on 4th and long, but instead it ends in a goose egg. And now with 3:44 in the first, Gloucester Catholic takes over. Wow, that was a big hit. C.J. Mitchell, you heard that pop from the broadcast booth. By the way, it is all Holy Spirit after one down in Atlantic County. They lead 20-8 over Atlantic City after the first quarter. And no score early in the first of Millville-Vineland, the 135th matchup, dating back to 1890. Mitchell hands it off to the left side. He's got some room, making up for the loss, still on his feet. Finally, the whistles fly. As Kybron Ricks, the 5'11 senior, he'll take that one up to 3rd and 4 from the 36-yard line. I mean, right now, Gloucester, they haven't been purely dominant. They had that one play that worked, and maybe they would have found the end zone if they didn't get that holding call against them. So if Gloucester Catholic can shift the momentum here towards the end of the first quarter, that might be able to put them in a better standing. As Mitchell on 3rd and 4 scrambles. It's definitely some hard hits in this first quarter.
Oh, I can do it. Yeah, with the tackles.
The good thing about the rain today is you can see it as we zoom into that Gloucester Catholic player, at least a little bit. You can see the rain's coming down pretty hard. And it's a good thing that we're at turf. You know, we're at the J.A. Lynch Field here. A grass field like Pittman Clayton would definitely be a lot more complicated. But GC calls a timeout, their first of this Thanksgiving contest here in Gloucester City, here in the Holy City. It's 7-0 in favor of the Lions here with 1:22 left in the first. We'll be right back. Returning from Gloucester City High School. Right off of 130 as they're going to fake the punt. He got hit hard. He's going to be short by 3 or so yards as Mike Freeman just tried to take it himself. It worked originally, but I don't think he got, I think he got to the line of scrimmage and they were about 3 yards short. Honestly, I don't know if that's the right move. I mean, you know, the way I see it, it's the first quarter. You're only down by 7. If you're gonna go with a fake punt, I mean, you just saw how Freeman was running there. I would have gone, if I'm gonna go with a fake punt, I'll go with a fake punt pass, something like a max protection pass, something like that, where you send 2 guys out, or send a fullback out to the flat, somebody who can catch the ball. If Freeman can put a good spiral on it. Burkhart takes it, gets up to the 29. This might be a first down. It is second down and short. They are 1 yard short. Vineland has the first score in Vineland-Millville as another rush by Wall gets the first down. So Vineland 7, Millville 0. Charles Clark got a 6-yard rush with 6:30 left in the first. If you're just joining us, Gloucester got the early score on a 66-yard breakaway by the senior Mason Widman to eclipse 3,000 career rushing yards as they dive over the middle. That will end the first quarter as we get to our final second, and Gloucester gets the early bird here on Turkey Day. We'll be right back here at J.A. Lynch Field on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Quarter number 2 from the Holy City as Gloucester and Gloucester Catholic squaring off on this rainy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a good Thanksgiving. I know I'm going to be enjoying my second ham of the week. I've never liked turkey. It very much depends on how it's cooked. Kevin Bolden, he might be cooked on this play, but now he rolls out to the left side inside the red zone. He will go towards the pylon, and he is in for a Gloucester touchdown. I did not think he was going to get in there, but how about that? Scrambling away from the offensive line, scrambling away from the defensive line. He looked like he was in deep trouble, but instead pulls it off for the first play in the second quarter. They lead 13-zip. How about that?
He may be cooked. Wait a second.
I mean, I said that because, I mean, you saw it, Vince.
No,
you saw
he was almost cooked.
He was. Okay, so there was a penalty against the Rams on the play. I didn't catch that.
Good block. Good block.
Face mask against Gloucester Catholic. Ashton Wall to kick. The freshman Kevin Bolden holding. That's a low snap. It goes through his legs. It'll be a dead ball. And the extra point does not work as it goes through the 5-hole of Kevin Bolden. We'll be right back as we just came back from break, but we'll bring you right back to it with 11:48 here in the second.
Doubleheader reached first on an error in the first at-bat of Game 2. This one's lined into center field. Slider going over. He dives. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Ryan Slider makes the catch. Not on a slide, but instead on a dive. 2 away.
Wrong.
A lot of umbrellas in the visiting grandstand. I'm actually a little bit surprised if you look at the grandstand beneath us. I understand it's raining, but I mean, I don't know if you saw Bill Evans post the sold-out crowd for Camden Catholic and Paul Sixth. Just a little bit surprised. Maybe a lot more people are watching at home on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Maybe that's a good thing, but Gloucester is going to do something that I have not seen in a while. They are going to kick this off from the 45. Because of the face mask penalty, they decided to assess it on the kickoff. And this is going to be a little bit funky here for Ashton Wall and friends. But he's going to squib it. It will roll. It's picked up by Ricks, and he is going to be swallowed up in the backfield He stayed on his feet when the whistles were blown, and this is going to back up Gloucester Catholic to their own 10. And what Gloucester Catholic did there, I don't think they really did anything wrong. It's not like he botched the return, but that's what a squib kick is designed to do. It is supposed to, smother out any opportunities for the receiving team to make a big return. You're almost never going to see in the NFL an onside kick return for a touchdown. You're almost never going to see a squib kick return for a touchdown, because that is the point of the play, is to limit the length of the return, which is why a lot of high school teams do it. Ricks gets hit behind the line of scrimmage, second down for the Rams. We were talking about the puddles earlier that have formed beneath the grandstands. There's a good look at them right there. The raised platforms right there, and then that's at least 2 or 3 inches of water. It's a good thing I wasn't wearing my fancy shoes for Thanksgiving dinner. And off over the middle. A couple of late hits. Yeah, Pfeffer came in on the tackle there. Brings this up to 3rd down and long. Yeah, Vineland and Millville down in Cumberland County right now. That is the oldest Thanksgiving game in New Jersey. It is entering its 153rd year of competition. I mean, even my alma mater, Audubon, hasn't been around for 126 years. They're celebrating their 100th in 2026. Dropping back, Mitchell with a sidearm pass. It's almost intercepted by Whitman, but it falls. Gloucester Catholic has a player down.
We have injuries on the field.
I mean, that's kind of not the injury, but the pass was kind of the best case scenario for Gloucester Catholic there, because it didn't have a chance of getting to its receiver, and you're kind of glad that Mason Widman didn't catch that ball. I mean, it just kind of slipped out of his hands. But there's a reason why the rush game is going to be so dominant in this second half and in the entirety of this game, because it's wet outside. You can't grip a football when it's pouring rain. It's not rocket science. So the funny thing is, the last time we saw Gloucester Catholic play at this field was back in September of last year with Palmyra and Gloucester Catholic. That was the longest regulation football game that we had ever done, because both teams passed almost every play. And that game in total between Palmyra and Gloucester Catholic last year was 3 hours and 19 minutes. And we were on the right side of the booth that time in September. But we're here often. We're friendly flyers, I should say. Although it is 50 degrees out, I could use a little bit of fire. But I don't know if New Jersey still has the statewide fire restrictions because of the... No. Oh, they did get rid of them.
They got rid of them now.
Because the wildfires that were going on in West Milford and down here as well are now mostly contained.
Evesham had some.
Yeah, Evesham. I remember, there was one that broke out in Glassboro too. Because I was walking off a campus at RCSJ, and I'm like, well, that's not a cloud. What could that be? Yeah, so Gloucester Catholic, with an injured player being helped off the sidelines, will now resume play on 4th and 12. 10:02 left in the half here on DWB. We're going to have an announcement at 3 o'clock today on our Instagram and Twitter feeds in regards to a championship tournament that we'll be covering on Saturday. For those that are in the loop, here comes the punt. It's going to drop. Gloucester Catholic picks it up, and Gloucester will take over in enemy territory. 9:53 left in the half. So the football season ends after tonight for us. It doesn't end for the state championship contenders, as they're playing at SHI Stadium in New Brunswick and MetLife Stadium. But let's go over the DWB football debrief, if you will, because there's a lot of information and statistics that have been very important for us this year. I mean, this is our 34th football game of the year. 10 of 34 games ended up being one-score games, including a few that were one-point games, as at the first down for Gloucester, they get inside the red zone as Trevin Burkhart. We do have penalty markers back at the line of scrimmage. This might be a hold. It will be a hold that's coming back. With great rushing yardage comes great holding penalties. Always seems to happen. But, yeah, let's go back to that debrief for a second there, because I got a little bit cut off. Cherry Hill East in Washington Township was our most viewed broadcast of all time. 2,900 views and counting. It did not break our concurrent record of 385. That was Gloucester Catholic and Rancocas Valley from this past May in baseball. But 9 total games from 2024 in football reached 1,000+ views on YouTube. Handoff to the right side for Burkhart. Runs into some trouble. Still on his feet. Gets hit. You can hear the pop of the helmets. And he goes down after the holding call. He gets 5 or 6 yards. I keep thinking there's flags on the play, but there's not. It's number 8 for Gloucester Catholic, who has these bright yellow cleats on. That's not the first time I've seen those this year. Not necessarily from him, because we haven't seen GC at all this year. But it's not the first time that we've seen somebody with bright yellow cleats, and we thought that they were flags. 2nd and 16. Burkhart gained 4 on that last play. He hands it off to his friendly neighbor, Mason Widman. Still on his feet. He'll get stopped at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down. If Gloucester Catholic can, at the very least, stop the bleeding on this drive and then come up with a formative drive in this second quarter, you know, like I said, they have not scored in the Thanksgiving games since 2020. It's been a long time coming. They were shut out 33-0 last year, and the last thing that you want on Thanksgiving is a blowout. You want a good game on Thanksgiving. Between two teams that combined for 5 wins, but in vastly different divisions. Gloucester's wins came at the bookends of the season versus Pennsville, Lower Cape May, and Pleasantville. Pleasantville, the Greyhounds, being on the final week of the regular season. We've got whistles. Think we got a timeout coming? Delay of game. So that knocks back the Lions another 5 yards. That'll bring it now to 3rd and 21 from the 49. On 3rd and very long, they decide to stick with the tried and true with the rush. He is not going to get a first. Down marker was at the 27. I think he was about 2 yards short. But that puts a massive dent in that drive. It'll be 4th and 2, which is worlds better than 3rd and 21. Like I said, if the rush game works, go with the rush game. If that is your strategy that's going to be successful, then don't count it out. They'll keep the offense on the field for 4th and 4. I think he's got a first down. Yeah, he's got a first down. How about that? Mason Widman converts indirectly on a 3rd and 21. And Gloucester stays alive in this drive midway through the second quarter. How about that? It's great execution there. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, I think some coaches might have been tempted to pass on 3rd and 21 just to try to get a quick flash of yards, but if it's not going to work, and if you don't know if it's going to work, with Kevin Bolden having under 45% pass completion percentage, you'd rather go with guys that you know can pick up a handful of yards on the rush. Diving forward is Burkhardt.
Up to number 6, Burkhardt.
So, Vince, I'm told that your turducken from last year is not returning.
No, it's not returning this year. It was good. It wasn't the John Madden one because obviously, you get the
John Madden made a turducken?
Well, yeah, they had the John Madden turducken. He's the one that actually came up with it. But that one costs more, obviously, because the trademark of his name being on it. So we didn't do it this year, but it was pretty good. Still, it was pretty good, but we have a lot more things on our table this year. That's the only difference.
I've just never had duck.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
We've got a swarm of everybody at the line of scrimmage. Actually, a little bit further up, as they are now in the red zone. Comfortably in the red zone at the 14. It'll be 3rd and 2. 1.5, actually. Third and about 1.5 yards. Yeah, I hadn't even heard of turducken until last year when you brought it up, and I'm like, what concoction are you coming up with in the kitchen?
It was a lot. It was big. It was big. It came in a frozen kind of foam box, and it weighed like a ton. It was crazy.
3rd and 2. 4:50 left in the half. Bolden all alone in the shotgun. Hands it off to the right side. It's Burkhardt. He cuts to the left. He's inside the 5-yard line, and Gloucester again is on the doorstep of the end zone. I mean, Gloucester Catholic is giving Gloucester a fight right now. They're just not in the position to stop them. They stopped them on a couple of offensive drives, but it's not like that momentum shift has happened yet. Seems like it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back is kind of the philosophy that I'm tagging onto it right now. First and goal. They're inside the 5.
Ooh, no?
Don't think they're going to get in. Yeah, 2nd down. They were at the 4.
Number 6, Sean Burkhardt, the ball carrier.
Burkhardt on the carry for Gloucester. Yeah, no gain on that play. And Gloucester Catholic rushes a quick timeout. They burn their 2nd of the half. We'll take a quick break. 3:30 remaining in the first half. Gloucester is on the doorstep of making this a 3-score game. Ryan Nutley, who has 3 RBIs so far, is up on deck as here's a fly ball at the center field, going back to the wall. It is gone! 3-run home run, Steve Schaefer. He rockets one out, and it's 9-2. First home run for Schaefer this year, the 2nd hit at home. Gloucester is on the 4-yard line, coming back from a timeout. This is shades of Pittman Clayton from last year when Pittman got stopped 6 times on the goal line in a row. They're at the, I don't know. This is at the 1-yard line. Again, this is just like last year. Pittman was on 1st and goal from, I think it was the 3-yard line. They got stopped 4 times, turned the ball over. Then the first play from Clayton was a fumble. They got the ball back, then were stopped 2 more times before they finally scored. They are at the 1-yard line. Can't get much closer than this. They can smell the end zone from here. Burkhardt has room.
No.
Oh, I think he got stopped. On 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line, Gloucester Catholic is standing up on defense. A brick wall for the maroon and gold. This is going to be a loss of 2, as now Gloucester Catholic is 1 stop away from taking over here. Now they would be deep in their own territory if Gloucester gets stopped. But it's 4th and goal. They lost 2 on that last play. On 4th and goal, I think the ball came out. Gloucester wants a touchdown, obviously.
Oh, no, right.
Touchdown, Gloucester! Bolden dove forward from the 3-yard line and somehow converts on 4th and goal. At the 11th hour, he's able to bring that one in. And Gloucester picks up their 3rd touchdown of this afternoon. Well, still morning. It's 11:11 here. The last PAT attempt missed. Although it looks like they're going to go for a 2-point conversion here.
Oh.
It would make it 21-0 if they convert on 2.
Drop it.
And it off to the right side. It's Widman, gets tripped up, and he'll be short by about 2 yards. So Gloucester 1 for 3 on PAT attempts tonight. Should be 19-0 here in the second. In the final 2 minutes of the first half here from J.A. Lynch Field. Hope you all are having a good Thanksgiving. Gloucester Catholic stopped Gloucester 3 times at the goal line. Gloucester got through on 4th and goal. Some more scores coming in. Holy Spirit still leads Atlantic City 20-8 in the second. This one's up. Oh, Ricks touched it. Now it's in the end zone, and it will be a touchback. So remember, we've got a skirmish on the sideline. Little skirmish came in there from one of the Gloucester players. So remember, when Ricks touched the ball, at any point if it rolls into the end zone, it is a touchback. So it's not like the NFL where the ball can be touched and roll into the end zone. There's no, there's a lot, like, for example, there's no such thing as a 2-point return. Like if somebody, it kind of works like college overtime, where if somebody's like doing a 2-point conversion, then it gets picked off. In high school, it's a dead ball. Or if the ball fumbles, I should say. Speaking of fumble, Mitchell recovers on a bounce. Trying to swim through that Gloucester defense. Getting about 4 or 5 yards, which is impressive given the circumstances. We've got flags all over the place.
Results.
Got a false start. So they were at 2nd and 5. Now they're back to square one.
Offside.
Under 90 seconds in the half. Mitchell drops back. He's going to pass on 2nd and 10. Bit of a floater comes in. It's caught. And they'll get about 5 yards. And they'll go hurry up here on 3rd and short. They're going to pass again. He's in trouble. Gets tripped up. That'll be 4th down now. They've got 35 seconds left. Gloucester Catholic has 1 timeout. Gloucester still has all 3. They're going to... Okay, I was confused about what they were doing there. Mike Freeman's on the field. Are they letting it roll out? You got 12 seconds left. Looks like it. I don't know. They're keeping Mike Freeman on the field here. Are they waiting to... Looks like that'll be the end. Yeah, that'll be the end of the first half. That was weird. Because they kept, like... Gloucester Catholic kept, like, 2 players on the field. Everybody else went to the sidelines, and Gloucester was still on the field like they were going to do a muddle huddle or something, but... At the end of the first half of play, here in the 50th Battle of Gloucester, it is all in favor of the Lions. It is Gloucester City 19, Gloucester Catholic 0, here at the end of the first half. We'll be back in 15 minutes with much more. 24 more minutes of WJFL football as we wrap up this 2024 campaign. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Entering the second half here from J.A. Lynch Field. It's been an interesting first half here from Gloucester because they have a 19-point lead. They've been, fairly dominant tonight. However, it doesn't feel that way. It always feels like Gloucester Catholic's on their tail. They stopped them at the goal line 3 times. They have forced some good penalties and have, had some good returns. It doesn't feel like Gloucester's all over their tail, but it more feels like Gloucester Catholic is taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. They've been proactive in terms of, holding Gloucester on the ball, but it just seems like it only works to a point, and then that kind of mentality collapses. And we've seen some scrappy plays, too. We've seen some skirmishes on the sideline, seen some things, start to spill over a little bit. These are 2 communities that, they're crosstown rivals, and they, if you looked at our Instagram post from the other day, they have to travel the shortest distance to get to this high school. It's only 5 minutes away. Pittman-Clayton, they're about 15 minutes apart. Something like Steiner and Hamilton, they're about 10 minutes apart in the same town. But out of the 9 South Jersey Thanksgiving games that remain, only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, only 3 of them, as the kickoff goes away, picked up by Ricks inside the 5. He'll take this one out to the 20-ish. Goes down around the 25, and that's where GC will take over for their first drive of the half. Only 3 of them are actually in the same town. Gloucester and Gloucester Catholic are all in Gloucester City. Obviously, Camden and Camden East Side all in Camden, and then Hamilton West and Steiner are all in Hamilton Township. Steiner is actually technically called Hamilton East. My dad's alma mater, Hamilton West, the Hornets. By the way, Pittman and Clayton over a very wet Davis Field. They are scoreless at the half. And Wall leads Manasquan 7-0 in the second quarter. Getting tripped up is Van Auken in the backfield. Immediately getting taken down there by Gloucester's number 58. Jaden Thompson. And Van Auken, after the tackle, is down. He's had some injury concerns in the past. Actually, I'm sorry. Manasquan leads Wall 7-0. Dylan Liu scored on a lateral pass. Manasquan had an injury scare where Ace Etienne, their running back, had to be taken out by ambulance. If we have any updates on that, we'll keep you updated. And from our friends in North Jersey, Plainfield leads Westfield 14-2 with 10 minutes left in the first half. There was a safety that was the first score of the game, and now it's been all Plainfield since then. Millville and Vineland are tied up at the half. Actually, I'm sorry, at the final minute of the half, 7-7. Jamal Wallace, 21-yard touchdown run. The net series is also very close, 67-66-19. That kind of shows 1900s football back before overtimes existed. If you didn't have a winner in regulation, you just ended in a tie. So that Millville Thanksgiving game has ended in 19 ties in their 152 matchups. Ricks has it. Cuts out to the left. Pfeffer had his number.
Yeah.
He's all the way back inside the 2 or 3 yard line as a colossal loss. As Ricks tried changing directions one too many times, and it comes back to bite him dearly. Here in the first minute of the third quarter. Third and very long. This is 3rd and Market Street right here. As he's in his end zone, Mitchell pump fakes. But now he's down at the 15. He gets wrestled to the ground. He's actually down near the 20. I was going to say, they're going to bring out Mike Freeman in the punt unit for Gloucester Catholic. Any further back, he would have been 4th in Cold Springs, but Mike Freeman and the punt crew coming out for Gloucester Catholic. It's funny, my buddy who lives in West Deptford now, he used to live in Gloucester right near the Cold Springs School, and he would talk about how he would always just walk to Gloucester High when he went here. You know, 5 minutes down the road, you know, first class starts at 7:55, you just leave the house at 7:50. It's convenient. Lions are going to take over at midfield as they lead 19-0. They've scored 3 touchdowns. However, 2 of their 3 PATs have failed. Their 2-point conversion from late in the second quarter failed, and their PAT went through the 5-hole of Kevin Bolden and was called dead. So they lead 19-0 from the 47-yard line. Bolden hands off to Widman. He rolls out to the left side. He's got a first down and then some. He is almost inside the red zone. Gets shoved out of bounds around the 25. That will be a gain of 22 yards. And a very ambitious drive for Gloucester so far here early in this 3rd quarter. As we said, don't forget on Thursday, December 5th, 1 week from today, we'll be celebrating the Dan Wilkins Broadcasting Basketball Selection Show, as our 30-plus game schedule from around South and Central Jersey will be unveiled for the months of December, January, and February. Diving into the end zone. Was he in? The cannon's fired, and the referees agree. Touchdown, Gloucester. Touchdown for Gloucester makes it 25-0. 9 more points, 2 more scores would bring us to a running clock.
No reason to go for 2.
Of course, last year's score was very similar, 33-0 in favor of the Lions. And Ashton Wall, the sophomore kicker, basically just a straight-up athlete on this team. He lets that one fly, and so do the Cannons. Here from the Holy City, it is a very, very good game for Gloucester right now as they look to advance and win another Turkey Bowl and take the lead all time in this Thanksgiving contest. We'll be right back.
Yep, I think it's number 16, Ashton Wall will kick off for the Lions. Number 5, Rich, keeping received in the Rams.
Man, it's a good kick. Very good kick by Wall, picked up by Ricks. They do a hook and ladder to the right side. They fake the hook and ladder. He faked the lateral. He's across the 50. Kybron Ricks has room for days, and he's down at the 35. We do have a penalty flag down. Either way, this is a great return by Kybron Ricks as Gloucester Catholic pulls out a book of tricks. Faking the lateral. I was not surprised that's on Gloucester. Got a hold. But I mean the flag is at the 34. At the 36 rather.
Got someone down.
We have an injury coming out on the field.
So in addition to the flag, there's an injury timeout. And if you thought another flag came in?
Threw it up in the air.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, we got some sort of dead ball foul here.
Discuss this.
Okay. Yeah, dead ball foul. By the way, if you thought 26-0 was a lopsided game, how about East Orange and Barringer up at Paul Robeson Stadium? That game just ended already because East Orange won 62-0 over Barringer in some North Jersey play. That was number 62, Jace Mullins. Exactly. I mean, that's one thing to win big on Thanksgiving, but 62 points. That's incredible. It was 62-0 East Orange over Barringer in North Jersey play. 62. That game's already over. And we've got 14-2 over in Westfield and Plainfield. So we've got some funky scores here on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Safety was the first score of the game for Westfield. By the way, at the half, it is 7-7, Vineland and Millville. I'd imagine Millville's probably not playing all of their starters. That's a rush to the left side on 1st and 10.
The wind is ticking.
That hold must have been way back there because they're all the way back at the 10.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, dead ball foul. I forgot about the dead ball foul. So that knocks them back even further. And what was a great idea in theory with the fake lateral ends up not mattering too much. By the way, Audubon leads Haddon Township 14-7 at the half in the Curly Cup, the 62nd edition. Vineland's concession stand is actually, according to Tom McGurk, they're selling turkey legs over at Vineland. I don't know why we didn't do that. Pass to the flat. Ricks gets hit in all directions. And the whistles finally fly as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. This will be 3rd and long.
John Madden.
Starting the 3rd quarter over in Atlantic County, Holy Spirit leads Atlantic City 23-8. All but one of those scores was in the 1st quarter. Holy Spirit put up 20 points in the first 12 minutes. And after a scoreless first half, Pittman finally got the first score in the 99th edition between that Pittman and Clayton team. 5-yard rush by Trey Tinges, 7-0 Pittman, 6:40 in the 3rd quarter. Mitchell got dropped at the line of scrimmage. That'll be 4th and long. Well, not 4th and too long, but 4th and about 8. Seeing if we have any other Thanksgiving scores to report as I scroll through Twitter. Well, there's 8 games in the area. Freeman's going to punt from the right hash. He's all the way back at the 3. Another high snap. It's punted out to the 40. They'll go past Widman. All the way back at the 43. Ricks picks it up. And that's where Gloucester's drive will start. So yeah, there's 8 games in the South Jersey area that are being played either yesterday or today. 9 if you count Hamilton West and Steinert, because both of those teams are WJFL teams. Steinert played teams like Cherry Hill West this year, so I would count them as geographically I wouldn't count them as South Jersey, but they play in the South Jersey Conference. Like we said, between all 9 Thanksgiving games in South Jersey being played this week, this is the shortest travel distance for the visiting team, Gloucester Catholic, only having to travel 6 minutes as ball comes out. Bolden wrestled to the ground. And he's all the way back at the 34 as a Just a convoluted play from start to finish does not end well for Gloucester. And that will be a loss of 9 yards. It's the shortest travel distance for Gloucester Catholic for any team, I should say. They only had to travel 1.2 miles to get here. Camden to Camden East Side was 1.7. Haddon Township to Audubon, 2.6. Camden Catholic to Paul Sixth, 3.4. The longest of all of them was Millville, who has to travel 7.2 miles to Vineland. But they're all spaced out over there. It's second and long. Speaking of spaced out, look at this space hit from the back.
Mason Whitman.
Mason Widman in that dog pile there at the 48.
Stopped by a group of Rams.
That makes it a lot better of a situation after the sack, as they're now up near midfield, first down markers at the opposing 47. Don't have any updates yet on Haddon Heights Haddonfield. That game actually last year was the WIP Turkey Bowl. This year it was Camden Catholic Paul Sixth last night. They did a great job on that broadcast. On the radio as a first down, and Burkhart, after a costly sack, Gloucester is able to pick up the pace and get themselves ahead for a first down. Yeah, I don't have the I don't have a Huddle subscription, so I can't watch the Haddon Heights game. Yeah, if anybody has updates on Haddon Heights Haddonfield, let us know, because we don't have any. Neither athletic page is posting their is posting any information on it, and I don't hear of any reporters there. First and 10 from the 39. Ball came out again. Gloucester Catholic picks it up. They've got a turnover. That was clear as day. Gloucester Catholic had a ball in clear daylight, and number 23, Jadir Edwards, takes over, and Gloucester Catholic gets a break. Holy Spirit just picked up another touchdown. They lead 30-8 over Atlantic City. Two very good teams, 17 combined wins between the two. I would assume there's no score, because actually Mark Narducci is at the Haddon Heights Haddonfield game, but he hasn't tweeted in about 45 minutes. We do have a timeout called. Looks like it's going to be on the Rams. They burn their first of the second half. We'll be right back here on DWB. We are 4 minutes remaining in the third. First and 10 after Gloucester Catholic picks up a fumble and a turnover as Mitchell and company take this one back. I think a mouthpiece fell out somewhere. They're going to go with a wide receiver pass that falls well short, intended for Ricks. Again, seems like they're trying to go with their, their bag of tricks, if you will. Now, what's interesting about Gloucester and Gloucester Catholic that's a little bit more behind the scenes is that both head coaches, Rob Bryan and Casey Murphy, are also the athletic directors of their respective schools. course, Gloucester Catholic, we'll be seeing them for basketball this year with Brandon Daugherty. They had a nice playoff run last year before falling to Bishop Eustace in the non-public B semifinal. I don't think anybody was going to get by St. Rose over in the Shore Conference. I don't think anybody did. Interesting tidbit from tonight as well is that I don't know if I noticed this in prior games, this could be entirely new, but they are flying the Betsy Ross flag with the 13 stars over that scoreboard here at JA Lynch, along with I believe a Marine Corps flag as well. Handoff gets stopped. They might have lost a yard on that. That'll be fourth and mid-range. I mean, Gloucester's a very proud military town. A lot of military history in Gloucester, of course, with it being near the forts and the Delaware River. You've got a lot of history with that. Like right around the corner in Audubon Park, all of the houses are white because they used to be housing for the Navy soldiers before they went to the shipyard during World War II. So that's where Audubon Park came from, and as a rule today, all of their houses are still white. Down by 26, Gloucester's keeping the offense. Gloucester Catholic's keeping the offense on the field. Mitchell fakes the handoff, drops back. It is caught, but they're not going to. Forward progress is not going to help them. That'll be a turnover on down. Thought things were going to get a little feisty there. And the Lions will start their possession from around the 45, it looks like. Exactly on the 45 from the left hash.
Lions take over the first and 10 from the 45-yard line.
First and 10 for Gloucester. They lead big here in the third quarter of the Battle of Gloucester in the 50th annual. 24 wins apiece between these two teams. One tie. Handoff gets about 5 yards, maybe 4.
Number 60, Ashton Wall.
And thank you to Joe Cramp. He just posted the halftime score. It's Haddon Heights 14, Haddonfield 7. Vince is blown away for his alma mater. Millville just took the lead 14-7 over Vineland. A 3-yard rush by Jamal Wallace very early on in the third quarter. Handoff over the middle. Again, getting a handful of yards there. Widman had the ball, and that'll be enough for a Gloucester first down. The atmosphere here on Thanksgiving is definitely a lot quieter than usual. You know, we looked at Camden Catholic and Paul Six last night. Sold out crowd. I mean, there were lines out of the parking lot, and people were actually parking like 5 or 6 blocks away from the stadium. And Paul Six is a big parking lot. They have a big parking lot, and they still filled it up 30 minutes before the game. Widman trips up, still on his feet, diving forward at the 20. He's taken down by the quarterback, Mitchell, who takes a defensive stand. And Gloucester Catholic re-enters the red zone here. They need 8 points to initiate the running clock. Remember, the new rule for this year, we've talked about it a handful of times because we've had a handful of games where it's been initiated, where if at any point, or I should say in the second half, if a team takes a 33-point lead, the running clock starts, and it does not stop for the remainder of the game. So I guess they only need 7 points to get it done. It used to be 24, and if at any point, like you could have been up 24-0, and then a team could score 3 touchdowns, a team could just score a field goal, and the running clock would stop. Speaking of running clocks, this clock's going to run to the end of the third quarter, but for the new rule this year, like, let's say a team is up 35-0. A team could theoretically score 4 touchdowns, make it 35-28, and that running clock would still run. The other team could take the lead, and the running clock would still run regardless of circumstance. So we've got a ball game here at J.A. Lynch Field. It is Gloucester 26 and the Catholic Rams 0 here on DWB as we enter the final frame here on Thanksgiving. We're in the final corner of the DWB high school football season. 34 games in, 34 games down. And a rush up the middle on 2nd and 3rd. Looks like it's... Actually, that might have been enough for a first down. I'm not sure. No, they'll spot it at the 11. Again, Widman took him 2 plays this afternoon to reach 3,000 career rushing yards. He was 41 yards shy entering the game. And I honestly was thinking, all right, he might get it in the second quarter, he might get it near the half, because 41 rushing yards, to be fair, he's had 3 games this year where he has reached 100 rushing yards. He did it in the first 2 weeks versus Pennsville and Lower Cape May, and he did it versus Pleasantville as well, but it only took him 2 plays to get to 3,000 on a 66-yard rushing touchdown to start this game. Gloucester then scored on the other side of the field with a 21-yard QB scramble by Kevin Bolden. They punched the end zone again from the goal line to make it 19-0. A 2-point conversion failed. And then their next touchdown, again, it was Burkhart who found the end zone that time on the right side on a 10-yard rush. That is where the score holds now, 26-0, as Gloucester will be looking to take the series lead in the 50th edition. Again, 1 tie in this 50-game set, in this 50-game history. Gloucester and Gloucester Catholic tied 24-1. As Kybron Ricks gets up. But it's been an incredibly successful football season for us. You know, I had a feeling we were doing Kip Cooper and Gateway on our opening night on the last Thursday in August, and I was like, all right, this might be a good start for us. And then we had, I think it was 150-some people watching in the third quarter, and I was like, all right, this is going to be a good year. And it turns out it was a very good year for us at DWB. This is going to be a good run as well for Trevin Burkhart, who gets shoved out of bounds, and the dead ball foul is going to come in. Burkhart's fired up. Not surprised there. There were a couple of those that were borderline. That one was, I mean, he was close to getting shoved out onto the clay track out there. So that was pretty darn dangerous.
What penalty is against the Rams?
This penalty will be called against Gloucester Catholic. It's not like they had too much room to move up the ball, so they're up at the 2. So 7 points would initiate the running clock.
You were right by saying it won't matter. Yeah. Because we've had that a couple times this year.
First and goal from the 2. getting wrestled down at the goal line again. Here we go again. I think we're lucky it's not raining because the wind is starting to come into the broadcast booth a little bit. It's shifted. I'm glad that the rain has mostly held off. I mean, it was raining in the first half. It was raining the entire time that we were getting here, but there were really there were actually concerns up in Central Jersey. Manasquan posted on their social medias that in the instance that the weather is too severe, they would actually push the game to Saturday. But that ended up not being the case. I believe that's 14-0 Manasquan over in the Shore Conference. 10 minutes remain in the ball game, and we've got whistles. Gloucester Catholic burns a timeout, their second of the half. While we're at it, we'll stay on the air. Let's see if there's any more Thanksgiving scores to report. Holy Spirit leads Atlantic City 30-8 in the third quarter. Millville, as we said, took the lead 14-7 over Vineland. Like I said, Millville's not competing for a state championship, but I wouldn't be entirely surprised if they're not using all of their starters. Like, I'd imagine if you're Lothier Brooks, Thanksgiving's cool, but you're going to Alabama next year. You don't want to get hurt in a Thanksgiving game and have a, $100,000 scholarship out the window. So Pittman leads Clayton 7-0 in the third. Haddon Heights leads Haddonfield 14-7 at the half. The Garnets recovered a fumble in the end zone for a touchdown on the final play of the half. Plainfield leads Westfield 14-9 at the half. And in my dad's alma mater game, Steinert leads Hamilton 24-0 at the half. It's second and goal as we come back. Or we never left, but Gloucester Catholic was short a guy for a second there. Had to bring Van Auken back out onto the field. Second and goal from the 2. Keeper for Wall. And he's in. Touchdown, Lions. Ashton Wall, the sophomore. With an injured player in the end zone.
Here's injured Bristol.
It's a Gloucester Catholic player getting some assistance. He gets up under his own power. Casey Murphy's coming out from the sideline, the Gloucester Catholic head coach. I didn't see any flags, but Casey Murphy took off his headset and I mean, I don't read lips. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but it's usually not a pleasant thing when a head coach walks out to talk to the referees from all the way out there. It's 32-0. One more, this extra point. Well, I think we know what that sign means. Somebody got tossed, it looks like. PAT to initiate the running clock is good. So it's 33-0. Gloucester's up. And it's 33-0 with 10:05 left in the fourth. Turkey Day will get a little bit closer here on Thanksgiving. We'll be right back after this. It will be inbounded by Pat Monahan. Oh, the ball gets away. Who's going to have it? GCIT will hang on to the possession. It goes to Stanwood. Stanwood inside. They'll get the shot off. It's good! Unbelievable! Gloucester closed the timeout, but will they get it? Unbelievable! Unbelievable! A double contest shot from Hellman.
Wow.
Ryan James wanted the timeout, but did they get it in time?
For the second time today, Gloucester is going to kick off from the opposing 45. It's picked up by 54. One of the linebackers, a big hit comes in, and Gloucester's loving it. You could hear the cheers after that hit by number 70. All right, so Alex Acolate, I don't think he's on our roster, but he makes the tackle. This could get a little bit feisty here. Even on Thanksgiving, these guys get a little chippy, as it has been almost all day. But with the running clock in order, it's 9:30 left in the ball game. 1st and 10 from the 25. He's in trouble. Mitchell gets sacked.
Game overall.
33-0, Gloucester over Gloucester Catholic, as Gloucester in their 50th edition in the Holy City. Mitchell fakes the handoff, spins around. He's in trouble again. He's going to get sacked for a second time. He lost 5 on the first play, and Banks picks up a sack back-to-back for the Rams, or against the Rams, I should say. I mean, they are getting dangerously close to that other end zone. They're reaching Greg Galbert's territory out there. They are back up at the 13. Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 22. Not the first time that either of these teams have been in this situation this afternoon. From in between the 12 and 13 yard lines. Here we go. Mitchell all alone. Fired the ball, and it's incomplete. This will be 4th and long. We'll see if they bring Mike Freeman back out to punt. Of course, next year is going to have their handful of milestone games as well. Pittman Clayton is going to be celebrating their 100th edition in 2025. I think that might be our first football game that we've already scheduled for 2025. That's one that you don't want to miss over at Haupt Field a year from today. Here comes a punt that will land. It will be caught by Whitman. He's going to return this all the way into the red zone. We're just outside of the red zone at the 21. And Gloucester will take over in very good territory. But as we enter the final 6 minutes of this afternoon's contest, hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving. I know my cornbread is the contribution to the family Thanksgiving this year. I'll have to make more before I leave for Hamilton. They have brought Kevin Bolden, the freshman, out, and the new quarterback is Nico Howard.
Paul. Yes.
Howard hands off to number 13 as he'll get wrestled down, but he stays on his feet. That is E.B. Hudwell.
So they let it. Who comes from Oregon? Yes. Yes. Yep. Good guy.
So how about this for full circle? So I turned 19 earlier this month, and one of my first ever youth football games was with the Oakland Cougars. And who was at running back for that one of those lower divisions, like the sophomore or junior division? It was Nico Howard for Oakland, because he went to Audubon at the time. We shared a couple classes together. He was a couple grades behind me. And now he is suiting up for the Gloucester Lions in high school football. That's amazing. As we enter the final 5 minutes here, Hudwell again on the carry. Because we did our first broadcasting experience with DWB was not even when we were called DWB. We were called the Cougars Broadcasting Network at the time, back in 2019 and 2020, in the early years, if you will. A penalty did get called against Gloucester, back to the 33. But he was a star running back for that team, especially in youth football where you only pass the ball like 5% of the time. Like you see a pass as much as you see a full moon. It's not common to see passing in youth football, especially at like the 100 and 120 pound levels. When you get to the older kids that are in like 7th and 8th grade, then you see that. But very cool to see Nico Howard at the QB spot for Gloucester. Some big hits in the back. Again, Hudwell getting a third straight carry.
We have an injury team out on the field.
So they called an injury timeout, and now that player walking off under his own power. That stops the clock at 4:09. It'll run again. So Gloucester looking to match their score from last year. If you remember, the score in last year's Thanksgiving contest, the 49th, was 33-0 in favor of Gloucester. So looks like they are well on their way to doing that again, unless Gloucester Catholic gets a late score. It is 3rd and 15. A penalty brought them back. Actually, I'm sorry, it's 3rd and 20. I was reading the scoreboard a little too fast. Howard fakes the handoff. He's got space, and he gets wrapped up with 21 as he picks up a plethora of yards to bring up 4th and mid-range. Looks like this will be about 4th and 6. As we've got 3 minutes on the clock here in the fourth rather. As Gloucester has had a handful of gentlemen scoring in the end zone this morning/afternoon. The first one was, again, Mason Widman. That 66-yard rush to eclipse 3,000 career rushing yards. Some big hits. Hudwell on his feet even after the push by Mitchell. That will be short, as kind of like a pinball move there. It does turn over the ball with 2:30 on the clock, and Gloucester Catholic is going to be backed up, it looks like, around their own 25 for what could be the final drive of this afternoon. So as we get ready to close on this 2024 season and on this Thanksgiving broadcast, we've got plenty of scores coming in. Millville gets another touchdown by Demir White, 21-7 in the third. Holy Spirit adds on another 37-8 in favor of the Spartans over the Vikings of Atlantic City. And we have our first South Jersey final in. Pittman does win over Clayton 7-0. The only score was that Trey Tinge's rush in the third quarter. That, what's kind of a little bit overshadowed, was that not only was that their 99 Thanksgiving game, that was also the battle for the WJFL Royal Division. That's a divisional game. and the division was tied, and it wasn't going to be decided until Thanksgiving. So not only does Pittman win their Thanksgiving game, they win the division. That's a nice feeling. In the third quarter, Audubon leads Haddon Township 14-7 in the 62nd Curley Cup. Don't really have anything else from South Jersey at this time. We're entering the final minute as Mitchell, bobbles the ball, hangs onto it, and he will just kind of surrender there at the 18. There you go. Some standing and some cheering here on what has been a quiet. I mean, it's not a secret to say that this has been a quiet stadium this afternoon. You know, Thanksgiving football might be entering its sunset years in South Jersey. Obviously, Florence and Riverside, that was one game that did not continue after last year. Woodbury and Gateway was moved out of the Thanksgiving slot and over into the crossover slot on October the 3rd. And with 8 seconds left, Mitchell will air this one out. Going in for it, it is incomplete. Caden Harris gets hit, and the Thanksgiving title will remain on this side of the Holy City. Gloucester City leads Gloucester Catholic and brings their home turf to a victory, 33-0. Matching their score from last year over the Rams. Hail Mary to conclude.
Great job, boys.
Ends this Thanksgiving campaign and ends the 2024 campaign. 34 games on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, an incredible season. We only did 17 football games last year. We doubled that production. We had some of the best games in South Jersey. We had some sectional semifinals. I mean, you know, this is a job that I would like to call my dream job, and the fact that I'm able to have such a great cohort of people around to make this possible. Our producers, our camera folks, our social media crew, our entire crew. That's why I thank them and I mention them almost like closing credits before the end of each broadcast, because it's so important. You know, that not only do we honor our local communities that we serve here in South Jersey, but also the people that make this possible here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. So if you're having some turkey today, enjoy. Make sure you don't burn yourself when you're cooking. I did that last year. That did not feel good. And hope everybody has safe travels. And this is going to be an excellent Thanksgiving for everyone, especially for those Gloucester Lions who just took home a 33-0 win over the Gloucester Catholic Lions. From our entire crew here at DWB, our social media coordinators, Brandon DeKegerland and Keely Curran, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan, my executive producer of DWB, Vincent Vogt, I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you on Saturday for that football tournament that will be announced later today, and along with that Thursday, December 5th, with the DWB Basketball Selection Show at 5:30 on Thursday. Have a good one, folks, and happy Thanksgiving.